Some criminals are shaped by their past, while others seem born to destroy. Carl Panzram wasn't just a murderer. He was a man consumed by hate. A criminal who, after years of abuse, chose to become the very monster that society feared the most. This is the horrifying true story of Carl Panzram. Carl Panzram was born on June 28, 1891, into a poor farming family in Minnesota. He was the youngest of 5 children, abandoned by his father at a young age. But it wasn't just poverty that shaped him, it was brutality. His mother was strict, but the true horrors came when Carl was sent to the Minnesota State Training School, a place designed to reform troubled boys. In reality, it was a house of torture. Panzram later wrote in his autobiography that he was beaten, starved, and abused so badly that he lost any sense of love or trust in humanity. At just 14 years old, Carl Panzram ran away from home and hopped on a freight train. What followed was a life dedicated to crime. He stole, burned down buildings, and committed violent assaults. Prison became his second home. But every time he was locked up, he emerged more violent, more filled with rage. In 1920, Carl Panzram stole a yacht in New York and sailed to Africa, where he would commit some of his worst atrocities. He claimed to have lured men onto the boat, shot them, and dumped their bodies into the ocean. He also bragged about traveling through multiple countries, murdering and assaulting wherever he went. He later admitted, "I killed for the pleasure of it." Panzram was eventually arrested in 1928 for burglary. But during his time in prison, he made a shocking confession. He detailed dozens of murders across the world. The guards didn't believe him at first, but the cold, brutal details of his confessions left no doubt. When he was sentenced to death, he welcomed it. He even murdered a guard just to ensure his execution. On September 5, 1930, Carl Panzram walked to the gallows with no fear. When the executioner struggled to prepare the noose, Panzram sneered, "Hurry it up, you Hoosier bastard. I could kill 10 men while you're fooling around." Moments later, his life ended, but his legacy of terror remains. Carl Panzram wasn't just a serial killer. He was the result of a world filled with violence, raised in cruelty, and shaped by suffering. Was he born a monster, or did the world create him? That's for you to decide.